Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed the types of the solids, that is crystalline solids and amorphous solids. So coming to crystalline solids, what is the crystalline solids we have discussed? The crystalline solids is nothing but what? Which is a orderly arranged molecules we have seen, right? Coming to amorphous solids, what we have discussed, amorphous solids is nothing but what here? So which will not be in a orderly arranged molecules, that one we have discussed as a amorphous solids. So now basing upon the crystalline solids, so we are going to discuss the crystalline solids, how many types it is divided. Okay, so we are going to discuss today, our topic is classification of crystalline solids. So now let us see here classification of crystalline solids. So depending upon the particle size or constant particles. So constant particles is nothing but what? Whether it may be atom, ion, molecule. So whatever you are taking, depending upon the particles, so and nature of bonding, the bonding between the ions, atoms, molecules. So the crystalline solids are divided into four types. Okay, so what we can say here, the crystalline solids are divided into four types. So what are those four types here? First one is molecular solids, ionic solids, covalent solids and metallic solids. So now let us discuss each one by one. So these four solids whatever we are taking here, so these are having different physical properties. So physical properties means, different physical properties means, what are the physical properties we are going to have? Enthalpy of fusion means enthalpy energy, electrical, thermal conductivity. So these are the properties. These four solids, the four crystalline solids is going to have different physical properties. So now let us discuss each property. So here let us see first one, metallic property. Okay, so sorry, molecular solids. So let us see next one, what here? Molecular solids. So here molecular solids, molecular crystals. So what is a crystal? So generally we are saying it is a crystal, right? So what is a crystal? So let us discuss. So here crystal, see here, so coming to here, let us see the crystal. So here if you are taking one crystal, one 2D dimensional crystal, so in this I am placing atoms. So the red color marks, whatever it is there, it is molecules, ions or atoms. Okay, so these are the lattice points. In a crystal we are having the, whether you take molecules, ions or atoms. So here in the crystal, so this is a 2D dimensional crystal. The outside one we call it as what? 2D dimensional crystal. Okay, so now what we are discussing, so this one we call it as what? Lattice points. Okay, so this is nothing but lattice points. So okay, so in each crystal, the four types of the crystals are based upon their lattice points only. See here the lattice points, the dots, whatever it is representing, that is not a dot, that may be an atom or molecule or ion. So now we are going to speaking about molecular crystals. So coming to here, the molecular crystals is nothing but what here? The lattice points, whatever we are taking, so these are occupied by neutral molecules. So means what? The dots representing the neutral molecules. Neutral molecules means which is not having any charge. Okay, so that one indicates what? Neutral molecules. So here next point, let us see the next point. So here these molecules, whatever molecules we are taking in the lattice points, are due to van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonds. So van der Waals forces is nothing but what here? The van der Waals forces is nothing but here weak electrostatic forces. What we can say, weak electrostatic forces, we call it as van der Waals forces. Okay, so here electrostatic means the molecules which cannot move, so this one nothing but weak electrostatic forces. And hydrogen bonds, the hydrogen bonds may be intermolecular hydrogen bonding or intramolecular hydrogen bonding also we can say, means the force of attraction between the molecules. So if suppose if you are taking here two molecules, between these two molecules, so means what? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding, we are taking two different atoms, right? So when you are taking two different atoms, so the intermolecular forces is vary, the force of it. Why? Because these are neutral molecules, means it occupies positive and also negative charge. So whenever it for example it is a positive charge, if it is a negative charge, so these are exhibiting. Okay, so this is a neutral molecule. Okay, for example if you take here H2O, H2O gives rise to what here? H plus OH minus. So means what? The water molecule is a neutral charge. Why? Because it is showing positive and also negative. In the same way here, when you take here molecules, these obtain neutral charges. Then what happens? The force of attraction between these molecules is very weak. That's why we are taking what here? These molecules are held by van der Waals forces. Why? Because this force of attraction is what? Very weak, and it forms hydrogen bonds also. So okay, so this is nothing but the second point. And here, due to weak force of attractions, the molecules whatever we are taking, it will be having very low boiling point and very low melting point. It will give only low melting and boiling point. Okay, so coming to next one, it will exhibit pure conductors of electricity. So here the electricity is also very low. Why? Because due to the low charge. Why? Because the force of attraction is not there. Because of that reason it is not conducting electricity. And here it is soluble in non-polar solvents. So non-polar solvents is nothing but what here? So non-polar solvents is nothing but here when you take diatomic molecules, like see here the diatomic molecules means H2, P4, S2, O2. So these all we call it as diatomic molecules. So this diatomic molecules only we call it as what here? Non-polar molecules. Means the diatomic molecules we call it as what here? Non-polar solvents. Okay, so this non-polar solvents, the molecular crystals whatever you are taking, it is soluble in only non-polar solvents. Okay, non-polar is nothing but what here? Non-polar is nothing but diatomic molecules, we call it as non-polar solvents. So here it is very soft. When you take a molecule, so it is a very soft. So for example I want to say here, if you take an electrical wire, so it is soft, right? So the wire is soft here. So means what here? That is insulated. Inside the copper, inside the wire, green color, blue color, white color, like that we are going to have different colors. So inside that one what we are having? Inside that one we are having the copper. So means what here? When you see the upper part, what will happen? It is a very soft. Okay, so here examples what we can take for van der Waals crystals, we can take examples as, so what are the examples we can take it as? For van der Waals crystals we can take examples CO2, H2, P4. So means these all are polar solvents only we are taking here. Okay, for hydrogen bonded crystals, what we can take here? For hydrogen, the examples will be here H2O, HF, and also NH3. So these are the examples we can take. So this is about molecular crystals. So what is molecular crystals? These are occupied by neutral molecules. So we call it as molecular crystals. So these are due to what here? Weak van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonding. It is having low melting point, boiling point, and pure conductors of electricity. And also it is very soft and soluble in non-polar solvents. Okay, so this is nothing but what? This is nothing but molecular crystals. So let us discuss next one, that is ionic crystals. So we can discuss next part, what? Ionic crystals. So see here, what is ionic crystals? So here these ionic crystals are these ionic crystals are occupied by what here? Positive and negative ions. Okay, so means what here? The lattice points what you are taking here. For example, this is a crystal. See, in this the lattice points are occupied by positive and negative charge. Okay, so these are the lattice. So these are the lattice points. So whatever we are taking the lattice points, it is occupied by positive and negative charged ions. We call it as what here? Ionic crystals. So here it is having strong force of attraction, we can say. Why? Because they can attract easily. The positive and negative charges can attract easily. So because of that reason, what we can say, it can produce the opposite charges only, no, it can produce the electric current. So when the opposite charges produces current, so what happens here? Automatically the electrostatic force of attraction is very strong, and also it is going to have what here? It is going to have high melting and boiling point, and it is very hard. We cannot break that all. Okay, so means it is brittle in nature. It is very hard and it is brittle in nature. So here it is soluble in polar solvents. Soluble in polar solvents is nothing but what? Polar means different atoms. For example, HCl, NaCl. See here the examples we have taken here. So the examples what we have taken, that is a polar solvent. So means what? The different atoms we call it as polar solvents. So the points, the molecules or atoms, whatever we are taking, that is soluble in polar solvents. So this will be pure conductor, means the electricity, whatever the current is producing here, it is exhibiting in solids, very poor conductor, and good in molten state. Good in molten state means when you heat that compound. So when you heat that compound, what happens? For example, NaCl only you have taken. So it is exhibiting what? Na plus Cl minus. When you place electron in a funnel, what happens? It can easily flow current. So means what happens? The Na plus ions are going to the another funnel. So by this what we can say here? The NaCl and KNO3. So means when you heat these compounds, they can easily produce the current. So these are the examples of the ionic crystals. So what are the ionic crystals we are discussing here? The lattice points are occupied by positive and negative ions. We call it as ionic crystals. So this will be having high melting and boiling point due to what here? Strong electrostatic force of attraction. So in between positive and negative, there will be more force of attraction. Because of that reason only, it is going to exhibit the high melting and boiling points. It is very hard and brittle. We cannot break easily. Okay, so it is also soluble in polar solvents like NaCl, KNO3. Okay, so it will conduct electricity. The electricity is very poor in solid state. Means very poor in solid state is nothing but here calcium carbonate is in solid state. Okay, so here the electrical conductivity is very low. So when you heat the compound, when you, molten state is nothing but when you heat the compound at certain temperature, that when we call it as molten state. So that when you heat that, the current will produce easily, means very fast it will be given. So that is nothing but ionic crystals. So let us discuss next one, covalent crystals. So covalent, in the name itself, co means what? Share. Okay, so covalent means what here? Shared pair of electrons we have to be. So the atoms whatever you are taking here, that should share equally. For example, A is to B. Okay, so this is the reaction I have taken. So then what happens? A will get one radical and B will get one radical. So generally AB. So let us assume. So in between AB we are having bond, no? This bond can be written as like this also, no? So then what happens? This A will get one charge and B will get one charge. So by this what we can say here, these both are sharing equally. Okay, so this A is getting one radical, B is getting one radical. So means what? These are sharing. Or else we can say AB gives rise to A plus plus B minus. So by this what we can say here, these are sharing equally, means the atoms whatever we are taking here. So the atoms, for example H2 you have taken. So the H2 means what? H plus is H minus. Okay, so these are sharing equal. So these type of atoms we call it as covalent crystals. Means what? Both is having positive and negative. By this what we can say, the neutral atoms, means the lattice points whatever we are taking. So the lattice atoms what we are taking in the crystal, it is occupied by neutral atoms. So these are what here? Neutral atoms. Okay, so here the atoms held by covalent bonds. The covalent bond is nothing but what we can say, now only I have taken A, B I have taken. So means what? This is a bond between them. So if you break this bond, the bond breaking. Okay, so this will be getting A plus plus B minus, means in between the atoms what happens? There is a strong covalent bond. So whenever the covalent bond is high, automatically it is going to have what? Very high melting point and boiling point. So these atoms also will not conduct electricity. It will also not flow as a electric current. Why? Because these are neutral atoms. Whenever you are having opposite charge, then only it will conduct electricity. Otherwise it will not give electrical conductance. Okay, so it is also, the atoms are closely held. Because of closely held atoms what happens? It is very hard and also insoluble in ordinary solvents. So ordinary solvents is nothing but what here? So here for example if you take graphite is soft. Okay, so means what? Ordinary solvents is normal H2O, ammonia. So this one we call it as ordinary solvents. What we can say here? NH3, H2O, SO4. So this all we call it as what here? Ordinary solvents. So covalent crystals, covalent molecules is insoluble in ordinary solvents. So what are the examples we can take here? The examples we can take is diamond, graphite, quartz, silicon, polythene, aluminum nitrate and boron nitrate. Okay, so then covalent crystals, where it is soluble? So these are soluble only in organic solvents. These are soluble in what here? These are soluble only in organic solvents. So this is nothing but covalent crystals. So these are held by neutral atoms. Because of the neutral atoms what we can say here? Because of the neutral atoms, these are not passing the electric current. So it is having pure conductor of electricity. So the atoms are very tightly held. Because of that what we can say, these are very hard and insoluble in ordinary solvents. So what are the examples we can take here? It is diamond, graphite, quartz, silicon, polythene, aluminum nitrate, boron nitrate and also borazone, polythene. So these are the examples we can take for this. So this is about covalent crystals. Next one, let us discuss here metallic crystals. So what are the metallic crystals? So metallic crystals, so metal, what is a metal? We can say here, if the compound is a metal, it should exhibit here high, it should be good conductors of electricity, it should have. Okay, so and also what we can say here, it is very hard, and it is a tensile means elasticity should be more here. Okay, so first of for these characteristics if you are having means it should exhibit malleability and ductility also. What is a malleability? Malleability is nothing but it is cut into thin sheets. Okay, ductility is nothing but what? It is cut into thin wires. So this one we call it as ductility, this one we call it as malleability. So this is nothing but what here? Metallic crystal. So if you are having these properties only, it exhibits a metal. If you take any compound, if you are saying any atom is a metal, for example d block elements, d block elements is nothing but what? Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, these all will come under the d block. Okay, so those d block elements mainly we say it as metals. Why? Because they exhibit the characteristics of the metals. Because of that reason only we say it is a metal. So now let us see here what we are saying here. We are saying that lattice points are occupied by positive ions in a sea of electrons. So means what here? Whatever you are taking here, this is a crystal we have been taken. So here positive ions in a sea of electrons. So means what here? The electrons which is a negative charge. So these are the electrons we have taken. Okay, so in between these electrons, so here what we can say here, wait for a minute. Okay, so this is a positive, negative, electrons is represented by negative charge. In between this what? Sea of electrons we are saying now. Positive ions is a sea of electrons. So this is nothing but the force of attraction, means the positive ions in a sea of electrons. For example, I want to say here, if you take a sea, there will be a complete water. In between water what happens? There will be a fish, right? So means what? In the sea we are having what here? Fish. So by this what we can say here? In the same way the lattice points what we have taken, these are occupied by what here? The positive ions are in a sea of electrons. So these are the negative charge, the electrons are negative charged atoms. So this is nothing but first point. Then we can say it is a metal. So it can be exhibited in the presence of here free electron theory. This will be explained by the free electron theory. Okay, so here whenever you take in this crystal positive, negative, positive like this, then what happens? The force of attraction between these, means the force of attraction between these molecules will be very strong. Okay, so means what? Between metal ion and also sea of electrons, between the electron and the metal atom. So what happens? The force of attraction is very strong here, and high tensile strength. Tensile strength is nothing but what here? Elasticity. The metals will be having more elastic nature we can say. Okay, and whenever there is a force of attraction, automatically it will exhibit what here? Good conductors of electricity. So these are having certain properties. What are those? Soft, hard, malleable, ductility, high density. If you are having these properties only, we can say it is a metal. So examples, if you have been seen, sodium, potassium, magnesium, aluminum, iron, and some of the alloys. Alloy is nothing but what here? Mixture of metals. Mixture of metals we call it as alloys. Okay, so this is nothing but metallic crystals. So what are the metallic crystals we can say? The lattice points are occupied by positive ions in a sea of electrons, we call it as metallic crystals. There will be a force of attraction between the metal ion and sea of electrons we can say. So it will show very high elastic nature. So this is nothing but metallic crystals. So these are the four characteristics of the classification of crystalline solids. What are the first one? First one we have discussed molecular solids. Second one we have discussed ionic solids. Third one we have discussed covalent, and fourth one we have discussed metallic solids. In the next class we can discuss probing the structure of solids, that is nothing but X-ray crystallography. Thank you.